what it do, YouTube.com/Patreon/BitShoot. Today's video, I want to chime in with a quick impromptu video. In today's video, I don't necessarily have a set topic, so we just gonna kind of touch on worldly events and things that's been happening recently. But before I start this video, I just want to say happy MLK Day, happy Martin Luther King Jr. Day, and let's give a moment of silence for Martin Luther King. All right, now before we start this video, we're gonna touch on it. Martin Luther King Jr. was one of the best civil rights speakers we ever had across the world, not just in America, but across the world. Regardless of what people may think about him or say about him and things of that nature, he was still one of the greatest speakers we ever had, along with Malcolm X, Frederick Douglass, Rosa Parks, Nova Joe Ali, George Washington Carver, it's just many more, and you still have a lot of living legends from that time period, such as Dr. Phil Valentine, Professor Griff, people like that came from that era, you know what I mean? We still have a lot of powerful speakers, but since today is Martin Luther King Jr. Day, I want to pay my respects. So rest in peace to Martin Luther King Jr. And let's get into the topic. So, I kind of want to just touch on the stuff that's been happening, because I don't really have a set topic, so we could just talk about the COVID-19, Omicron, or the Delta, whichever one, they pretty much the same thing, just stronger versions of each other. And it's just crazy, because it's if you've seen that interview that Kamala Harris did, man, that shit was funny. But it was funny in a sad way, because it was she said something the guy asked something about COVID-19 testing centers, and then she used restaurants in Google as a response. If you have a favorite restaurant, you usually Google it to see where it's at, or something like that. And then all the news anchors were just laughing at her and stuff like that, because they were just saying that's just a reflection of how bad it is in office right now. Because if you go back and look at her pictures, she looked way more younger before she got in office. But now that she's in office now, she looks like they just been sucking the life force out of her. And not even necessarily like in that way, but just all the stress of all dealing with all that bullshit, dealing with ignorant people and all that shit can take a toll on you and shit. And that's what the news anchors was pretty much laughing about. They were saying that some were saying it was a gimmick, and then some of the women anchors, they could actually read other women very well. They were saying that that's just a reflection of what's going on in the office. And that's actually crazy. Actually, you know what? I might play a snippet of that for y'all real quick, but y'all probably heard it.
Suffering through a rough week. Her new team of aides was trying to revamp her image to save her political prospects. But that got off to a rocky start after critics say she bombed her way through this TV interview.
It is time for us to do what we have been doing, and that time is every day. Every day it is time for us to agree that there are things and tools that are available to us to slow this thing down.
The 500 million tests that have been ordered that are going to be sent to every American, do we know when those are going out?
Shortly.
Should we have done that sooner?
We are doing it.
But should we have done it sooner?
We are doing it. We have 20,000 sites where people can go, and I urge people you can Google it. If you want to figure out how to get across town to some restaurant you heard is great, you usually do Google.
Do Google to find... Jesse, what was that?
That was bad, Sandra, and everybody saw it because it was on network television. When I hear about someone that's trying to revamp their image, I know it's going to fail. Remember Al Gore? He hired the guru, told him to wear earth tones. It doesn't matter what Al Gore wears, he's still a boring snob. When Pap...
You see what I'm saying? I'm not even gonna play all that. I just wanted to play that little snippet for you. Like, that shit was funny as hell. Because you could tell, like, she don't even really have, can't even really answer the questions. But I'm just bringing that up because I'm going into the COVID. As I said, like, the numbers is rising every day. You know what I'm saying? And every state, just speaking on America, like, it's all around the world and shit. But just speaking on America and shit, because that's where I'm at right now. It's going up in every state, and it's a lot of food shortages starting to happen. But the thing is, they not really televising it, or they not really talking about it because they don't really want it to be any panic, and that's just my own observation. But you do have a great YouTube channel on YouTube. It's a guy named Poplar Preparedness. Yes, Poplar Preparedness. Poplar Preparedness. You can check him out. He does great work. He talks about basically he goes live. I think he goes live, and people from different states, they in I think different countries too, they chime in on his live stream and they tell him, like, I'm in this state, I'm in Philadelphia, for example, and at this Walmart, they had this, but they missing this, and this. You know what I mean? Or they'd be like, hey, I'm in Chicago, at this Walmart, and they missing this, blah, blah, blah. So he basically tell people, you know, that's around the United States. He have people chime in, and they pretty much just talk about the food shortages that's going on in different states and cities at their local supermarkets and stuff. And I personally think that it's not being televised that much because, you know, like the government and all that shit, they don't want people to like panic buy and be scared. Because when this COVID shit first started, I was in Australia, in Brisbane, and that shit was crazy, man. Like they was panic buying over there so crazy that you couldn't even get no damn toilet paper. That shit was crazy, man. But the best alternative was baby wipes. See, people weren't thinking on that level. But yeah, and it's just like, I pretty much think the same thing is about to happen again because the shit getting worse and worse and worse. The death toll going up. You know what I mean? A lot of people still trying to avert, you know, their attention on this. You know, everybody just talking about this dumb shit that don't matter. Focusing on dumb shit that don't matter, you know what I mean? But if you really pay attention to what's going on, China just got the new fake sun. They I don't know if it's like the official launch, but they were just showing you that they made a fake sun because it's been speculations, allegations that Bill Gates and his team, they're trying to block out the sun and all this crazy stuff, you know. Like it's been a lot of birds and stuff, a lot of chickens, which is still a form of a bird. They've been having like the flu or something like that, or a lot of birds have been dying, just dropping out the sky. A lot of people say it's from the 5G, which I can believe that, but then again, it could be from the COVID too, because that COVID shit is airborne. But yeah, man, like I said, I made a song about this in 2018. I said 2 more years into the world, and people thought I was crazy. People thought I was tripping. People thought I was on crack, which I've never done crack a day in my fucking life. You know what I mean? Just the ganja, CBD. No, this is funny. But yeah, you know, just these demons talking shit, man. But that's just like a chihuahua just barking and shit. It don't really bother me. But yeah, man. So you gotta just like watch out, do your own research, and just pay attention. And like I said, it depends on what area you in. Because as time goes on, and as shit starts to get worse, and people really start to notice shit getting worse, the stores is gonna become more and more empty. Like I said, depending on where you at. Because some areas, I guess they could meet the supply and demand. But in bigger places like New York, excuse me, you know, PA, you know what I'm saying? You know, just different places, man. California, Texas, all these other big cities. It's a lot of food shortages going on but they're usually going on in like Walmarts, like Kmart's, stuff like that. They say some of the local smaller grocery stores may have some of the stuff they're looking for, but I know a lot of the stuff that's been hard to find is a lot of people been saying eggs. A lot of people been saying like milk and stuff like that, which I don't even drink milk, so y'all can take that shit as much as y'all want to. But like eggs and bacon, the bacon price has been fucking skyrocketing, which that's true. Bacon is down to like $10, $12 now. I'm like, damn, you know what I mean? Don't need that shit. But yeah, man, basically it's just like you want to just do your own research to keep yourself safe and prepared, and don't be smoking with other motherfuckers, because I see a lot of people still doing that on video. They smoking and passing this. Like, nigga, y'all just giving each other the COVID. You know what I'm saying? But I'm only talking about this because I personally believe that this isn't gonna end anytime soon. I think that this COVID shit is gonna be here for a while. That's what I personally believe. I personally believe that the government and stuff, they trying to kill off a certain amount of people, and once they reach a certain number, then they might say, oh, we got a vaccine or an antidote that I don't know, that cures, I don't fucking know, but they saying it's flu season and all that, but it's like this shit been going on for damn near like almost 2 years now, you know what I mean, because it started in 2020, but it was created in 2019. But now it's just stronger variants, and now it's which one was first? I'm not sure which one. I mean, COVID-19 was first, and then after that, I think it was what, Delta, and then that was Omicron, or it was Omicron, now it's Delta. I'm not sure, but like I said, the shit keeps mutating and shit. So it's like we just need to wake up and just get prepared and shit. You know, keep saying this shit. This is end days, end times. You know what I'm saying? This is the last days, the book of Revelations. You know, people don't want to talk about this shit, but that's really what's going on. Like I said, this ain't scare tactics. I know shit like that. Is you need to be aware, because you know a lot of people out here. Like I said, you gonna live your life. You gonna, of course, live your life. Do what you gonna do. But at the same time, you need to be aware that this motherfucking virus out here too, and you don't know who got the shit. So just being around motherfuckers and shit, you might have this shit. You ain't gonna have symptoms for what, a good 2 weeks or something. The next thing you know, boom. You know, but I personally think COVID is attacking the non-believers, the unrighteous. And if a righteous person does get it, I feel like they could personally bounce back from it. Because there's been a lot of people that's been more like on the righteous side. Like, and that's the thing about being righteous and all that shit. That don't mean like I'm holier than thou. That don't mean necessarily that. That's just like, you know, you see the truth, you accept the truth, and you speak out against the shit. Unlike a lot of these Luciferians and Satanists and shit, they go with the agenda because they have to. They have to go with the agenda. But if you're a child of the Most High, Jesus Christ, Allah, Buddha, you know what I'm saying, Jah, you know, or Earth Angel, which is just a classification of all those people who represent the light, who represent the good side. You know what I mean? You're going to speak out against the evil, but a motherfucker that is evil, they're not going to speak out against the evil. They're going to avert your attention all over the place, so you're not paying attention. So you can sacrifice yourself. And that's really what's going on. A lot of people have been sacrificing themselves. And a lot of these YouTubers out here and shit like that, a lot of these dudes are Freemasons. A lot of these dudes are sellouts. Yes, a lot of these dudes take secret oaths, been fucked in their ass, fucking other men, fucking goats, all type of shit. And just for some YouTube fame or some YouTube clout. And it's not even probably even that. It's probably because of their life circumstances and the shit that they've been through. Instead of like toughing that shit out like me, I actually toughed that shit out on some warrior shit. That's why my channel is shadow banned. That's why my numbers are stuck. That's why my numbers are so small, but I got a decent sized channel. It's because I'm shadow banned, because I'm the real deal. I'm the real deal. A lot of people can see that. If you're a real person, you can see I'm the real deal. But if you one of those fake people, those commercial conscious people, that's what I call them, you ain't gonna see it. You gonna, oh man, la la la, fuck that shit, fuck that nigga, it's fuck you too. You know what I mean? But you gotta know what the fuck going on out here. Like, motherfuckers turning their back to the shit. That shit ain't real, man. COVID, blah, blah, blah. The whole time, it's people dying left and right. It's food shortages, motherfucking medicine shortages. You know what I'm saying? Because Hassan Campbell was talking about that shit in his last live stream. I gotta finish watching that too. Because I fuck with Hassan Campbell, man. Shout out to Hassan Campbell, man. He's speaking that real shit. You know, King Rob, he's speaking that real shit, man. You know, who else? It's a lot of other YouTubers out there that's speaking some real shit. Like I said, the guy, Pop Lard Preparedness, he's speaking that real shit just on a different level. He just speaking that shit on everyday life shit. You know what I mean? Like, and that's what we need to hear. But like I said, with all these distractions going on, people trying to keep you distracted and shit. And like I said, man, I personally think this is just like the beginning of like the new world order. And I'm not trying to say that to like scare motherfuckers and no shit like that. It's just like, what else can it be? Excuse me. What else can it be? You can ask anybody who's older than me or older than you. Like, for example, I'm 27. I just turned 27 like 9 days ago. And if you ask somebody that's in their 40s or in their 50s or in their 60s, or even if you know somebody in their 70s and 80s that's actually coherent, like they can actually respond, they know what's going on, like they not like senile or nothing like that. I'm not trying to be offensive or nothing like that. I'm just being honest. Like, if you know some older people that's in their 60s and 70s or 80s that's still coherent and they conscious and they can hear and they know what's going on, I guarantee they'll tell you they have never lived in a time like this. I can guarantee you they will tell you they have never lived in a time like this. Go ask your grandma if she's still alive. Go ask your granddad, or go ask your aunt or something like that, or you know what I'm saying? Go ask some people, or go ask some elderly people that's in their 60s or 70s. I guarantee you they're gonna tell you they never lived in a time like this. With all the killing, with all the stealing, with all the lying, all the jealousy, that's the biggest one. All the envy, all this propaganda, all this crazy shit. I guarantee you they'll say they never experienced nothing like that. So why are our generation, why are we experiencing this? Because this is the latter days. This is the book of Revelation, the tribulation. Real shit. You know what I'm saying? So just food for thought, man. Something to think about, man. Wake the damn up. More videos coming soon.